This is a Fleetwood Discovery LXE 36HQ, and that 36 is rather important because it's a little shorter than the normal Fleetwood Discovery vehicles, and that means it's a shorter wheelbase, it's more manoeuvrable, it's easier to drive in places like Europe, for example. So that is quite important. It's got a fantastic interior. We're going to show you that, of course, in just a minute, but we'll take a walk around the outside first of all and show you a couple of the features, first of which is very obvious, and that is twin slide outs. There's two more on the other side, so it makes it really spacious inside, despite the fact it's a little bit shorter. And I wanted to show you a couple of things underneath as well. This one here is a massive storage area. It goes right across the whole vehicle. In fact, I'll show you from the other side, we'll see that a bit better. But the other thing I wanted to show you is down in here, because people often talk about the water systems and the sewage and that kind of thing. This is where it's all controlled from. So you can see we've got the sewer hose here, we've got drains for the water systems, we've got water filter here, there's also a little shower and taps in here as well. So that's a lot of the sort of background systems, that's how you operate all that kind of stuff. And if we come right back here, you can get a real impression of the size of this. It's a big chunk of vehicle, despite the fact, as I say, it is shorter than the standard ones. We'll have a walk around the other side and just show you a couple of things on there as well, and then we'll head on inside, because it's the inside that I think is the most spectacular part of this. So if we head on around here, there is in fact in here a diesel generator. This actually slides out so it can create its own power. This one's what they call a diesel pusher, so the actual engine for the vehicle is right at the back. It's a Cummins engine on this one. If we look down this side, a couple of things to show you. This has got a camera system built into the mirrors. That's on both sides, so you can see really well around the vehicle. But look at these awnings that come out. So there's a small awning here you can deploy just over the steps, or you can bring these two awnings out and they're lit as well. You can see over the slide outs. And I mentioned there's 4 slide outs in total. Of course, these are the other 2. And if we go on down here, this one here, if we open that, there we go. That's got a massive TV in it. That's really useful. For example, if you're in the pits, you're using this at a motor race as a support vehicle, then you could display perhaps the motor racing on there. If we have a look underneath, that one is the other side of that pass-through storage. So loads of space in there. And then if we come right onto the back, we will find some of the systems, like for example, in this one here, that one just there is the hydraulics for the self-leveling jacking system. But let's go and look inside, because the inside is, yeah, it's really cool actually. Another thing to notice on here, in fact, you see they're using this flush glass now on the windows on the outside. That looks nice. They're just updating these more and more as time goes on. We'll head on here. These steps, of course, fold out. Love this illuminated handrail just here. That's a really nice feature. And if we head on in, then this, of course, is where you drive it from. So these seats swivel round. This is actually based on a Freightliner chassis. I mentioned it's got the diesel pusher engine, so it's got the Cummins engine right at the back. Big windscreen on here, isn't it? TV up there. Obviously, you can't use that when the vehicle's in motion for obvious reasons, but there's another TV as well over on this side. But what I think is most spectacular, and bear in mind this is the smaller of these, it's shorter than they normally are, but look at this interior. That's absolutely magnificent. With these seats swiveled round, there's just acres of space, and I really like the fact they've gone for this island now in the kitchen area. That looks really smart. Makes it really nice for entertaining when you're doing a bit of cooking and chatting to people. That's perfect. Now, it has got a proper bedroom right at the back, but if you've got guests staying, well then this one here will convert into a bed. This one doesn't. This is recliners actually. That's very comfortable. So of course, absolutely ideal for watching TV. But there is another bed. If we come around here and hit this little button up here, that one powers down and lights up. There we go. And then you've got another sleeping area up there. There is of course a ladder that drops into here to make that accessible. So that's fantastic. We can power that away again. Like so. But so much more to show you. Worth mentioning, this floor has got underfloor heating, so really cosy when the weather's not quite so good. Kitchen area over here, as I mentioned, with this island section in the centre. These are your power sockets. So they drop out of there. There's USBs in there as well, as you can see. Similar sort of thing over on that side, like they lit this underneath as well. Huge cooker up here. So that's one of those conventional ovens and microwaves. And then underneath here, you've got your ceramic hob. Like so. And then there is more storage down in places like this. All very nice. If we look around on this side, dishwasher, which will sing us the song of its people. And then again, a load of storage all over the place. And your sink, big sink underneath this one. And that one as well, of course. If we look then over on the other side, huge American fridge freezer, and this is fantastic. If you're spending some serious time with the vehicle, well, you've got plenty of space for provisions. You've got indoor ice maker there as well. That's a proper deal, isn't it? That's fantastic. And this is really interesting because it's set up like a breakfast bar. You can sit there, you can look out the window, that's perfect. But imagine you have got guests and you want a bit more seating. Well, what you can do with this, and this is intriguing, is you can just drop those out of the way. It's a little bit of a two-handed job, but I'm going to attempt it whilst holding a GoPro. Here we go. So these little catches here, we pull those, and the whole thing moves out like that. And then what we can do with it is just swivel it. So that comes around, clicks into place, and there we go, seating for four. So these chairs obviously move back in. There's a couple of folding chairs to go with it. And then you've got proper dining for four people. That's absolutely brilliant. Another thing I'm going to show you actually while we've got this like this is I'm going to use a bit of magical video editing, because people often ask, well, that's great with the slide outs out. How does it look with the slide outs in? Well, if you give me a second, I will do some magical editing and you can see. Here we go. That's how it looks with the slide outs in. So you can still get around. You can see down this side here, you can still use this seating here, for example, and you can get through and then to the fridge, to the galley, to the toilet, and so on. But you can also see just what a massive difference those slide outs make, because this is clearly a compromised interior to make the vehicle suitable for driving on the road. But with them out, of course, that returns you to the amount of space and luxury that you expect from these vehicles when they're at rest. And we're back again. So you can see how even with the slide outs in, you can still get right through the vehicle. You can get to the toilet, you can use this area up here. It's all perfectly usable. But of course, with the slide outs out, well, then you get this massive amount of space. That's absolutely fantastic. Let's slide that one back. So all we do is spin that round. Move the chair out of the way first, of course, would help. And it goes like that, and then we push these little fellas here. In it goes. Nifty, huh? Let's drop those back. Still plenty more to show you. So if we head on back a bit further, one thing they've started doing on these, which I think is really great, is these new integrated control systems. So in here, that's the home page. So that gives you like the master control. You can see the gauges there for the freshwater tank, grey tank, black tank, that kind of thing. We can go into a lighting function on here. We can go into the air conditioning and heating systems. We can go into the fans. So everything is all controlled from here. That's really helpful. That works well. And then finally back here, if we go on back a bit further, this takes us through to the bedroom. Now they've been pretty clever with this, because what they've done, bear in mind that these are usually run by a couple, but with occasional guests perhaps, is we can close that one over and we've now got a really lovely ensuite. So that's the bedroom there. We've got the toilet in here, and if I spin on round, you'll see that there's a shower in through here. So that is very comfortable. That's a nice shower actually, isn't it? Look at that. That's impressive. So that is really comfortable. You've got the sink over here, and then, as I say, that links directly through, so you've got a lovely ensuite. And you might think, well, that's great. What happens when you've got guests staying? You don't want people walking through here at night. Well, there's a sliding door here. So you can slide that one across and have that completely separate. So that then becomes accessible through here without interfering with the privacy of this. And of course, you know, even if someone's using the loo, you can still walk through here and out through here, no problem at all. So that's a nice idea. They've used that well. And if you come on back round again and have another look at this, you can see it's an absolutely massive bed. It's about 6 foot across. I think that's called a super king size. I think I'm right, if I know my bed terminology. Slide outs in here again so you can see how much more space that grants you on both sides, because this one slides out as well over here. We've got in here big wardrobe, and you've got more storage down underneath. There's a TV in here, you've got more storage down here, loads and loads of space. And if we come right back here, that's your laundry facilities. So you have a washer and a dryer just there. And then finally, right at the back, slide that one open, massive wardrobe. You see the rail across the top. Those are the seats. They're folding seats that you can use to make that seating around the table, so you can seat 4 people there, and that's the ladder up to the bed at the front when that's deployed. So they're all tucked away in there. It's vast, isn't it? When you consider this is a short wheelbase version of what they produce, it's pretty impressive. So there we go. Let's come back through here, back through this ensuite area, and then back out into the main part of the vehicle. It doesn't get much more home from home than that, does it? That's spectacular. Cool, let's go and have a seat up here, I think, on this lovely recliner. And if I can find the right button. Hey, here we go. Ah, how nice is that? Huge thanks to Empire RV, they've organised this tour for me, and a huge thanks as ever to you guys for watching. We'll catch you on another one of these very soon. Take care, bye-bye. Can someone find me the remote for the TV?